High in the misty mountains of northern Nepal, there lived a woman named Anika Sherpa. She was neither young nor old, just alive in a quiet way that made her part of the mountain itself. Every morning, before the sun's first light touched the peaks, Anika left her small stone cottage and began walking the same narrow trail that wound through the forest, up to a ridge where she could see the world stretch out below her. She carried nothing but a small satchel with a few essentials, a flask of water, a notebook, and a tiny bundle of dried fruit. She did not rush. Her steps were slow, deliberate, almost as if the earth itself was teaching her where to place her feet. Villagers often wondered why she walked the same trail every day. Some said she was searching for something lost. Others whispered that she had lost her mind. Children would peek from behind fences to watch her pass, silently, like a shadow that belonged to the hills. One day, a young man from the village gathered courage and asked, "Why do you walk the mountain every day? Don't you get tired? Isn't there more to life than this?" Anika stopped and looked at him. Her eyes were calm pools of quiet understanding. After a long pause, she said, "I am not searching for anything. The mountain teaches me to be still while moving. It shows me that life is not about reaching the top, but about each step taken, carefully, fully." And then she continued walking. Over the years, the trail beneath her feet became worn, softened by the rhythm of her steps. She noticed every change, the moss creeping along the stones, the way sunlight pierced through the fog differently each morning, the pattern of the wind as it moved through the trees. Birds and small animals seemed to recognize her presence and did not flee. Even the river below slowed its rushing to watch her, it seemed. Anika never carried a watch. She did not need one. The mountains themselves told her the time, the way light touched the valley, the smell of earth after rain, the quiet hum of the wind. Sometimes travelers passed her on the trail, hurried and busy, speaking loudly about work and worry. Anika greeted them with a small nod, and though they continued on without noticing much, some would later say that a strange calm lingered in their chest for gaze after meeting her. As decades passed, Anika's hair turned silver, her back bent slightly, but her steps remained steady, deliberate. She never walked faster than the mountain allowed her. When her body ached, she rested, observing the clouds as they rolled across the sky. She learned that strength was not measured in speed or endurance, but in consistency and presence. One winter morning she reached the ridge and saw the entire valley covered in snow. The wind cut sharply, and she could barely see beyond the first ridge. She paused, breathing in deeply, feeling every inch of her body alive in the cold. And she smiled, because she understood the mountain would be there tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. She did not need to conquer it. She only needed to walk. When Anika eventually passed away, quietly in her cottage, the villagers found her walking stick leaning against the doorway and a small notebook with hundreds of pages of sketches, observations, and reflections on the mountains. They placed her walking stick at the beginning of her trail, and slowly, over time, people began to follow it. Not to reach the top, but to walk, to pause, and to notice the beauty that passes unnoticed in the rush of life. And so the mountains continued to stand, the wind continued to move, the trees continued to whisper, and through every footstep left on the trail, Anika's presence lingered, a gentle reminder that life is not measured by destinations, but by the quiet awareness of every step along the way.